I might start coughing during this video, but honest to God, I'm not gonna go and record one twice. This video is dedicated, it's very bad coughing I have, some running water out of my nose. This is dedicated to the famous guy who was supposedly killed by the local Roma guy, and I already dedicated even a video to this issue here. This is the name of the Roma guy, is Sabljan Jurkovic, just 21 years old. There is a video right there I created because of this issue, which was deeply involved in MK Ultra, and I'm glad I did. And this is going to be part number 2, and this is not going to be, this isn't going to be dedicated to what is his name, this guy who got killed. Let me see this again. Šutar, Aleš Šutar. There you go. This is a victim who was killed, came to pick up his son. No, I don't think he was killed. This is Slovenian, the Slovenski Charlie Kirk. The Slovenian Charlie Kirk, you see right there. I am only going to explain to you what is about to happen this next. I watched on a TV, I was with mom inside of the room, and they started to play nothing other than this. This became the most popular subject right here, this thing here. This man was supposedly killed. I have to say to you that this guy started to negotiate with Americans who were visiting our home beginning the 2008 departure to United States of America. This guy here. And I think he did have a car accident, car crash, or whatever the case might have been. He started to negotiate with Americans departure to United States of America. Otherwise, he supposedly is even a Somali resident. The man you see right there supposedly was killed by the local Roma guy just, I don't know, 2 days ago. He was involved in MK Ultra. I'm going to repeat to you, he started to negotiate his departure to United States of America and have carefully contemplated, crafted this future issue of getting killed by the local Roma guy with Novo Mesto police. I spoke to you about this man. This man was involved in this more than any other person at the police station, the so-called police station. I don't think that this is a police station. What I describe this as is just a bunker of the criminals. I don't know how I could possibly refer to this as a police station. This is a main, in a parenthesis, police station in Novo Mesto. Igor Juršić was involved in this issue more than anybody else, and it became evident that the whole thing was designed, literally designed by Ljubljana, by the Robert Golob, by all these politicians, and that's exactly what they were talking about. During the past few days, they were talking about how, and that's interesting, the mayor, his name is Macedoni here, Macedoni, is it Gregor or something like that? This one, this dickhead expressed extreme dissatisfaction with a death of one of the locals here whom I have demonstrated you already today on the TV that something is going to have to be done, that he is just, if anybody is going to stand up to this, and everybody's talking about a special law that will apply to the Roma people. That if anybody's going to pick the fight with them, and therefore with him and with others whom he will represent, he's going to pay back with the interest rates and so on. And they're going to get him and they're going to win and so on. No, he addressed the politicians in Ljubljana. This is a Novo Mesto mayor. This dickhead is a Novo Mesto mayor. Robert Golob, you already know him, and he doesn't need any kind of special. Based on my website, that's apprentice from Milan Kuchan, and then you have all those other classics. That even this guy who was involved in this crime, he protested what they referred. Beginning the 2008, they started to refer to this crime as a new law that will apply to the Roma community. I don't know whether that would be for entire Slovenia, obviously that, or that would be just for the Dolenjska region, Novo Mesto region. He was the one who told them, if you're gonna get that kind of law, you're gonna have, it's impossible, because of the European Union, and you're going to have a problem, United Nations. So this is not a wise guy. This is just another dickhead. But this is a group of dickheads that are inciting people into belief that there will be a law which will apply to the Roma people, like in a sense of some kind of apartheid state here in Slovenia. And it's this kind of law, obviously, that will be used to repress the crime from a local Roma community. As you might already anticipate, these types of laws are heavily abused, misused, and serve the purpose of the racism, discrimination, ethnic, racial, etc., etc., etc. You don't have to have degree to know that, of course, there will be people from the European Union that will be coming from United Nations in protest to this kind of law. That kind of law would not last very, very long. Obviously, you don't have the ability to exercise this kind of law unless actually you don't have any kind of ability to exercise this kind of law. For you to apply law mechanism to a Roma community in Slovenia, you the first to have to solve their dilemmas, like running water, housing, etc., jobs, etc., 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 right? So that means that you, for this kind of mechanism, for any kind of repressive mechanism against these people, you do have to put their living standard on the same level, their civil rights basically, as to the one that applies to the natives here. So they also are natives. These people live here. Some live, some moved here, whichever way the case might be. I wrote that they imported them from Serbia, etc., etc. Well, the thing is, it doesn't matter. Even if they would fall from the moon, it really doesn't matter. It really matter not. Sorry, I have a bad cold. They are inside of the country. They've been here long enough. They became part of it, and there are two ways to solve this issue. One way is to do exactly what I stated. And then the other one, how would that be the other way? I don't know, but getting yourself into even more trouble. nothing you can do about it. And the articles they write about with politicians talking about if there would be anything done for the locals, and the locals came out and it's like, it happened to one of us. One of us died. He was killed. He came to for his son. Yes, I understand all this tragedy. This tragedy, by the way, already happened before this happened. It didn't happen with his son. It happened with somebody else who came to pick it up. This is rehearsed, this whole thing. That's also the reason why I believe this man is not dead at all. Negotiating with the U.S. government officials, people, about your departure to the United States of America makes you actually very, very less credible, at least in my eyes, in respect to your physical death. I started to doubt that this man is dead, based on what I recalled from the memory also went on in respect to this Aco, Aleš Šutar. So they are antagonizing people, and if you read this here, it's like they sparked. I don't even know how I would refer to this stuff, but you can read right there. This is unlucky Aco. The one who killed was obviously Cigan, koji je pred njim branio sina. Cigan is a very bad, well, it's a derogatory term for the Roma individual. It's not really, it's actually illegal. And all the people that I interact with, I don't interact with any of these people. And I was really angry about my sister that started to also at one point in time to instigate me about the Tsigan issue, Roma issue, referring to one as a Tsigan and I don't know what, knowing that the whole thing was recorded by the police, that it was on a location, in the totally police location where she was doing this kind of stuff. There was also a bunch of other people since I returned from Poland that also instigated in a hatred against the Roma community and so on. The climax of this Slovenian schizophrenia reached when I had Roma community demanding together with police, with also, with the garbage that you see right there, and foremost this garbage here who ran this crime. He became an underground kingpin, crime kingpin, and have related himself to the Roma people together with other garbagers that awaited me at the police station. In 2024, I encountered and investigators, entire police station of Novo Mesto, connect themselves with the Roma people and figure out, no, this actually was used during MK that Roma people don't have enough rights, and next to the torture they performed on me, literally also using a Roma community, they demanded from me to acknowledge how their rights are going to improve through the European Court for Human Rights, through the United Nations, etc., through this incident. That's why I pointed you out this issue here, that they already are instigating people in a hatred, that kind of stuff. Based on MKH scenario, they did elected for themselves a law, which was anti-Roma law. Law, of course, completely illegal. Slovenia is a part of the European Union and also is a member of United Nations. They involve in this what is Romski Svetniki, representatives of the Roma community throughout the Slovenia, this crime against me, and demanded from me, together with the Roma, talk about the police, to acknowledge, not only with them, but to acknowledge that my case is not going to be solved before the Roma is going to get is going to be acknowledged as discriminated community in the Republic of Slovenia. And they did so literally by interacting beginning 2011, 2010, interacting with European Union representatives for the human rights from Strasbourg and European Union Commission, etc., etc. Old man, I don't know, was this guy from the Spain or where the fuck he was, who would arrive to Novo Mesto city, and they started to torment on the issue pertaining to my genocide, comparing one to the Roma community in a sense that it was all about their rights, about them being discriminated by not even existing absolutely anywhere, treated like a trash by United Nations, European Court for Human Rights, and European commissioners. And, of course, Slovenian police and Roma, who negotiate together with Ljubljana politicians from Ljubljana their issue of with Mayor Macedoni, with Gregor Golob, Kučan Pahor, etc., etc., their new issue of a new law. They were not the only ones. It was entire Slovenian parliament that was involved in this scam. So they did elected themselves a law, the anti-Roma law, basically discrimination law for which, you know, that it would not last not even 3 days, on what it was this guy that would be coming and meeting with and the Roma community and with the politicians, and eventually they had to remove this law away from circulation, apologize, even issue apology to the Roma community, on what Igor Juršić, this guy right here, will step down. But he told me, how about my problem? I asked him. He said, your problem will never be solved, together with the European guy laughing in my face. So I don't consent to this type of stuff. I see the Mayor Macedoni who came out as tough. We're gonna fight and we're gonna this and we're gonna, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do. Like I said to the people, these people have equal, you know, social standings within the society. The basics basically are guaranteed to them. Through equality, there is really nothing you can do. You know, even if they sell drugs or whatever the fuck they do, these people do have serious social economic problems. Now, if you offer them these issues, if you offer them welfare, if you offer them jobs, and you know, they do have housing and they are being taken care of, and you offer them these things and they don't want to do it, that's a different story. But you cannot go really and create a new law that is going to apply to the Roma community, such as that you will be capable to, I have no idea what are they going to do. Are they going to, what kind of law would that be, basically? I don't even understand what is going to be tough on the Roma community. What are you going to do? I mean, there is nothing you can do. I don't even understand the principles of that kind of logic within the democracy. What's supposed to be would be a democracy. I don't get it how you would enforce this kind of stuff. It's easy to enforce this kind of stuff, though, if people are given the equal opportunity. Because if people are given the equal opportunity and everything is the way it's supposed to be, then there is no reason for them to do shitty stuff, crime and that kind of stuff. Then you can actually take tough sanctions on them. You can sanction people in a prison system. You can do stuff. But under the circumstances that some of them are without the running water, without, you know, in really position that is just not a good position for them. Definitely not in equal position. It's actually even impossible to do. Absolutely even if you charge them with a crime, I don't know how it works here in Slovenia and so on, but you know, to the person like this, there is only as much as you can do. What are you going to do? You're going to put the person that is going to live in the jail all his life? That doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, this whole fucking thing doesn't make a lot of sense. If the person is prone toward crime and is just doing something out of pure evil and so on, obviously there's got to be a tougher issues that should be considered. But if he found himself somehow because of crazy circumstances that he is in, poverty, it's a totally different issue that applies to this stuff. No, it's not the same issue. This is the job for social workers, for etc., 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 etc. Now, this guy wanted to look like a hero. He said that he wanted to make a difference for the Roma community. I'm going to give him a chance to make a difference for the Roma community. And by the way, this is really nasty stuff when it comes to my case to talk about. I noticed that this exploded once I met the local Roma family at Eurospin. Is 3 days later this issue exploded. This also, they told me that this is going to be done so they're not going to get friends with the Roma community and so on and so forth. Man, the truth is, I don't have to be friends with anybody. I don't fucking need anybody. What the fuck I need? I did my stuff about MK8, about what took place. I don't fucking need to be friends with anybody. That's one thing. And if I offer you a hand, if I offer you a friendship hand, that's just my issue, basically. I don't see how that could influence anybody. I don't understand how a Roma community could endanger Slovenian nation in respect to genocide against me, which Slovenes enforced since I was practically born. I don't understand any of that stuff. I don't get it. This case is already out. That's one thing. And the second thing is, if it's a Roma community, that could provide the information about the stuff that went on, this is just a bigger disgrace for the Slovenes. This is just a bigger disgrace for the Slovenes. I mean, in that case, a Roma community would be more native to Slovenia than Slovenes. I don't see nothing bad in it. I don't give a three fuck about Slovenian patriotism, about the Slovenian nationality, about the Slovenian pride and Slovenian whatever fuck Slovenian. I don't give a three fuck about any of that. You guys don't even deserve to be here, to be honest with you, based on what you have done. I wouldn't even call this a treason. I view you in the same way as I'm not going to get into as what you have observed Nazis during the World War II in Slovenia. I don't actually see you from here, and I have no reason to see you here. This is not how you solve this kind of issues, and you're definitely not going to solve my issue like this. So you have your Slovenian king, Igor Juršić, do his bravery, that goes into the bravery issue. Where does he go? I mean, with to stalk somebody with the ambulance sirens, harass him, stalk him and keep him unemployed throughout the lifetime, and compensate this through your through conspiracy theories pertaining to local Roma community. This shit is organized, totally organized by the Slovenian police, by the Slovenian Ministry of Interior, by the Slovenian Parliament, Robert Golob, Milan Kučan. We continue with the Kučan politic. It's amazing. Yugoslavia no longer exists since 91, 90. But it does. Not on the paper, but based on what I see here is just bizarre. It's totally bizarre. So it's like we're going to promote human rights. We're going to do human rights, totally bullshit human rights issue, which Roma community do need assistance in many cases at expense of some Slovenian guy who, by the way, is not the guy whom you portrayed that he was actually killed, but it's just going to be something that in the city of the Novo Mesto, where I'm from, we're going to do. So we portray in front of the world like a fog, like a shadow, that we are doing something for the sake of human rights. You know what I mean? This kind of stuff I ain't going to be fucking allowing you. You're not going to be doing this kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, you can do it, but the world at least can see what the fuck you are all about. This again video about the Slovenes. This again video about European authorities, about United Nations, about the anti-torture committee. It's an anti-torture committee they have inside of the European Union that was involved in this. This is about European Court for Human Rights, etc., 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 etc. And a bunch of people who were involved in violence and are now coming out as saints, as people who are actually concerned for the social justice, for the truth, for the human rights, etc., etc. And about the little failed fuck, another fuck right there, who completely failed, completely covered himself with a diarrhea, and is about, I understand, exactly what he stated, he would step down once the Roma community's rights would be acknowledged as such, you know, that they could not, I don't know, is this guy afraid of the Roma community, or, I really don't understand, because he was very close with them, he was extremely close with them. He drove me to Bulgaria, he drove me to a Czech Republic, to Slovakia, where he actually sexually interacted with the Roma girls. This individual right there, his name is Igor Juršić. He will have to explain those kind of issues too. So I don't see how this guy would be so under such a great pressure, under such a great stress pertaining to a recent, in a parenthesis, death of the Aco Aleš Šutar. Oh, this is very controversial stuff. It's a very controversial stuff, but this is very real stuff. This is very real stuff. And I will have police investigate this stuff. This case of mine will come to an end, and I will visit this Roma representatives also who are involved in this stuff. I will visit you because I want to come to the bottom of this stuff. I don't see the social justice that you're going to enforce because, or I don't know, that I should feel that, why the hell would I feel that this stuff is being done so the Roma community, that I would not have a relationship with the Roma community? Or why the hell would I feel that why the hell would I feel that I owe something to the Roma community? Or why the hell would I feel the hatred toward the Roma community? Or why the hell would I feel that this is some sort of assistance to me, maybe even? Because this was lined up with other issues that were implicated also in Austria and in the US, all kinds of issues in which FBI, CIA involved me so that I would identify people through through what they portrayed would be crimes, that would be, and if you can identify and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't fucking, you people need to understand one thing. I don't fucking owe you anything. And you're not going to come out better off with more crime. You're not going to come out better off. In this case, you're not going to come out better off with more crime. Adding more crime and more crime and more crime. This is just a crime. The truth about what actually took in this place is completely twisted in lies. And it's a community, it's an entire community of Novo Mesto that is twisted into this bizarre shit. With literally what appeared to me were people from Strasbourg Court or European Commission or maybe possibly even from United Nations. But I think those are the people from European Union Commission that was here, this older man. He suggested me, it was like he solved the problem, he went to Ljubljana and so on. This shit would supposedly take another 7-8 months before it would be solved, that kind of stuff. What the fuck am I supposed to do in another 7-8 months waiting for some fucking Barroso or some fuck from European Union to come here and start working on a law that is non-existing law, that it's impossible to exist law, and as he referred to me as like I was some kind of garbage, was asking me if also should solve my case. Like they would come from the European Union here in Novo Mesto because of the Roma community and stuff, and then they would solve my case. Come on, guys. Come on. Wake the fuck up already. This does not work for me. This Aleš Šutar, all this stuff, this is bullshit. You're gonna have to go find somebody else that you're gonna teach him your Slovenian patriotism, your way, your views, your whatever. I don't give a three fuck about how you think. It's all about, it's crazy, this shit. It's about like entire community, like it's like they're all expressing like dude, this looks like you would have a Roma community declaring war on entire city of the Novo Mesto, or I should say Dolenska region. Whoever they get in the camera, and many of them were involved in MK Ultra, based on what I have watched today on a TV, the people are expressing like total distrust to the government, doubting whether they could take some kind of action, sanction on a Roma community, or if it's going to be only words, if it's going to be actually some action and this and that. I don't understand what kind of action you're gonna take against the people like this. The only action you can take is the one that I explained in this video, and basically no other action, and that basically applies to everybody in Slovenia. If you are causing a crime and simply you do this because it's not an, it's alternative to a normal life, then you go behind the bars. And that's about the only time that you can use this against Roma community. Otherwise, just like against everybody else in Slovenia, otherwise you cannot, there's nothing you can do. Not a fucking thing you can do. And it's like a buggers, like you would have a buggers on a TV, we will see if it's going to be only words, or it's going to be some action, or it's going to be this, and it's going to be, come on, I mean, they revived me a lot of trauma that went on during MK Ultra, because the stuff these people are doing, it's really ugly. Or maybe, I don't understand, maybe the Slovenes want to accent how great colleagues they are with the Roma community in Slovenia through the really strange stuff. Maybe they definitely demanded, together with the Roma in Slovenia, to make me feel that I'm less worthy than a Roma human beings. That I will tell you that it was the issue that they demanded from me to acknowledge that I am less worthy, that my life is less worthy than the Roma community in Slovenia. Which it doesn't bother me at all, because these are Slovenes, these are Slovenian people, and Slovenian people are shit. Slovenian people are scum, filth, and dirt. I already explained to you all about the Slovenian people in a previous video, and this is just another one to express my disgust with this little nation, with this little country, and to remind you, don't ever fucking refer to me as a Slovenian. That's all I gotta say. This man is absolutely not dead. This man is not dead. This man for me is not gonna be dead until I'm gonna actually have personally investigate his death and do abduction on his body. 2008, he already conversed about his departure to United States of America. For me, this man is alive. This is a domestic terrorism. This is a case of domestic terrorism.